Hi guys, today I am going to talk about how to place stop loss in different conditions. Yeah, so I am going to talk about that in detail with the different scenarios like a day low, day high, support, resistance, ATP, ATR trailing timings, ATR and news. Yeah? I'll talk about that one by one in detail with practical example. Yeah? So please watch it carefully, and this is purely for educational purpose, and it's going to help us a lot in order to understand like where is the right place to place the stop loss. Yeah? Let us start. Yeah? Now these are the bullet points that I'm going to talk one by one in detail with example. Yeah? So let us start with day low, which means in case if you want to place day low, when to do that. In case if you want to place day high stop loss, when to do that. If you want to place a stop loss support side, when to do that. Similarly, if you want to place a stop loss at resistance, when to do that. Then if you want to place stop loss based on what? Average traded price or average price, because we can also perform buy and sell based on what? In depth values that we get it, within that we can see average price. We will see how it can be done, and then how this particular average to range is going to help us in order to place the stop loss. Remember that. Yeah, let us see when we need to make use of it, so that we are going to avail the benefit from the particular ATR, which is average to range, right? And when not to use this trading or performing intraday, yeah, in order to not to hit what? Stop losses. Yeah? I'll talk about the timings when we should not perform intraday, right? And also stop loss based on what? News. Yeah? Let us also talk about that. Yeah? Let us see one by one in detail. Yeah? First and foremost thing, yeah, when there is a need to place the stop loss day low. Yeah, so before we get into stop loss, so first we need to look at what? 15 minutes candle. So we need to wait till 15 minutes get over, which means if the market starts at 9:15, so we need to wait till 9:30. Yeah, once wait, right? So make sure that candle is what? Either green or red. I repeat, make sure that candle is either green or red, but most of the cases it should be green in case if the moment is going to be upside. Yeah, but some cases it will be red also. That is why we should be very careful while punching either buy order or sell order, right? Now, well, let us say the candle is green and the second candle is broken the first candle high. In that case, what we need to do? We need to buy, because it's broken what? Candle. Can you see here? Second candle is breaking what? First candle. So we need to place what? Buy order. And where to place stop loss here? Low, candle low. That's what you can see what? Day low. This is going to be the day low. Remember this. Let us look at this in detail in next slide. Can you see here? So this is going to be the buy point, because this guy is crossing that, or after retrace he can also place the buy point over here, but make sure that this candle is breaking the first candle. Yeah, after that what happens is sometimes retracement happens, then place what? Buy order. Yeah, so we can place buy order after retrace, or you can also place buy order as and when this crosses the high of this particular 15 minutes candle. In that case, so where do you need to place a stop loss? We should place a stop loss before or below this particular 15 minutes candle, which is a day low, right? So this is where we need to place stop loss. But if you think from the best practice perspective, then it should be below this particular low. That's the safest way, because what happens sometimes it come down and goes up. Yeah. So now let us look at this in the form of what? Script. Yeah. So if you take this Chola Finance script, where we could able to see first 15 minutes candle, yeah, which is a clear green candle which indicates a buy call, but we need to wait for second candle break. If it breaks, that's a high, then we need to place what? Buy. Let's say we placed buy order either here or after retracement here or here, whatever, right? Now the stop loss should be here. Can you see here? 190.26 or below, or 196, 190, yeah, 190. Yeah? So it should be below this particular day low. Remember. So once you place that, see it went all the way up. Then you can book the profit based on whatever target that you are going to expect. Yeah? This is a first example, right? Now let us talk about next case or second case. Second case is going to be where when there is a need to place the stop loss day high. First of all, we need to understand before we place the stop loss. First, we need to have sell order should have been placed, right? To do that, first make sure that we need to wait for 15 minutes candle, and candle can be green or red. Mostly it will be red because that's a sell side. And once you this second candle breaks this 15 minutes candle, first 15 minutes candle, then what we need to do? Sell over here, which is what? 199, and stop loss is what? 200. Can you see here in this diagram? 200 on the top and 199 over here. Now let us look at this in detail. Can you see here? Stop loss in the top, yeah, which is day high, and the sell area is going to be this point, which is going to be after candle breaks, right, high. So either here or after retracement, you can also have it here. Yeah? So one of this, you can go with after retrace, or you can also go with what? After high breaks. Yeah. So whichever you are comfortable. Yeah. So now let us look at this in the what you call in the script. Let us take Axis Bank, where we can see. Can you see here? This first red candle is 15 minutes candle here, which second candle is breaking what? This first candle. So what we need to do? So we need to place the sell order here, and stop loss is going to be in the top. This is before this particular first candle high, which is 441.72, or it could be 441.8 or whatever. That's the best thing. Once you do that, then you can just book the profit somewhere, wherever, whatever target that you have it, right? This is going to be the second one. Now let us talk about the third case. The third case is going to be when to place the stop loss at support. Yeah. So in that case, what we need to do? Make sure that the trend is started upside. Yeah. So normally it happens in most of the cases, it will be on support. So candle should be make sure it's a green and place buy order. Example, buy price let us say 200. Stop loss is what? 199. 199. I am assuming that this is at support level. Now let us see example. Yeah. So if you look at this particular slide, where we can see, can you see here? So this is a green candle where the second candle is breaking this, so we can start placing buy point here. And remember, stop loss should not be this one here, it should be here, it should be at support, because it can come back and go, remember. So that is why stop loss should be at support, remember this. Yeah. So this is the second next example. Now let's look at the script to support this. Can you see here? This is Natco Pharma, where we can see so green candle form, yeah, like a morning star, whatever. Yeah. So now we could able to see second is breaking that, so you can just place a buy order over here, and stop loss is for support 631.30 or below, bit below. Remember this. Clear, right? That's about placing stop loss at support. Yeah. Now let us talk about when to place the stop loss at resistance. Normally we place stop loss resistance during sell. So make sure that the candle is what? Red, and place the sell order. Example, sell point is 199 and stop loss is what? 200. In this case I am assuming that this 200 is at resistance. Let us look at that from the diagram. Yeah, can you see here? This is what resistance. Yeah, it's a pure red candle. Our conditions got satisfied, right? So you can place what sell order here, and stop loss is where? Resistance. Remember this. Clear, right? So that's it. Yeah? So you can take a look at any example, yeah, to answer this. For example, let us say here this guy crossed this resistance. You can place stop loss resistance or high over here, one of them. Yeah? So now the next is going to be what? Stop loss based on what? ATP, which is average traded price or average price. Yeah. So remember, in order to get this particular average price, you need to click on depth. Let's say for this particular, yeah, turn former. So where we can see average traded price 2376.69. So if it is above, then buy. If it is below, sell. Yeah. Now look at the stop loss perspective. Let us say this guy is going up. If it is crossed above average price, so we need, let's say, place a buy call here, and stop loss is what? Below average price. Remember this. Yeah? That's all we need to do. Yeah? Now let us look at that from the practical perspective. So can you see here? Same thing here, because we could able to see 2376.69 here, which is average price, and trend is upside. So place a buy call here, where I place a mouse pointer, and stop loss is what? Below this particular 2376.69, right? If you look at this below black and 2374.56, so below, right? ATR, because it's going up. So this is based on what? ATP, or average price or average traded price. Next, when not to use this stop loss, or when not to trade, to be precise. Yeah. So now let us understand. So remember, if you try to place stop loss during these hours, there is a most of the cases, or most probable case is what? There is a chance to hit stop loss because of what? High volatility during those timings. So what are those timings here? So 9:15 to 9:30, 3:10 to 3:30. Yeah, it's better not to trade during these hours, but it's heavy risky. Yeah, and you'll get reward also and risk also. We have got of both. If you want to take a risk, high risk and high reward, you can still go with it, but it's not advisable to be on safer side. Normally safe traders, they won't perform intraday during those times, right? So now let me show one example. Can you see here? This is after 3 o'clock, after 3:30, whatever. This is the time. Let's say you sold it off here. Yeah, yes or no? Now you place a stop loss here, resistance. See, it just went up to stop loss is what broken, right? So this is an example, right? So now if you look at this example here, Sun Pharma, can you see same thing, right? Let's say you're off below resistance, you just gave what? Sell call here. Now immediate after this, what happened? See, it went up and then your stop loss got hit. Yeah. But if you place stop loss here, it's okay. But normally what happens, you are trying to be below resistance, right? So you are assuming that it will not go beyond resistance, but it went up because of volatility. Yeah. Clear, right? So that is, it's not advisable to do trading after 3 p.m. or 3:10 p.m. Now let's understand like the importance of this particular ATR in the context of placing the stop loss. ATR is what? Average true range. Yeah. So how it is going to help us? It is going to help us a lot to place stop loss. Example, let us say the trend is going down, right? And now it is trying to reverse at support side. Let's say green candle got formed, and now let us say after forming this you placed a buy because support it's trying to form green candle, which means what? Trend is going to get changed. Now let's say you placed buy here, or let us say you waited here for second also, you place a buy for second green candle here. Now what happens if you place this stop loss over here below this, right? Then what will happen? There is a chance to getting hit. So what we need to do in that case, we should consider, let's say this one plus this ATR value. Can you see here? So in this candle, let us say here, take this ATR value and this value minus that 3 or whatever, so that we can place stop loss here. There is no way to hit this particular stop loss. Yeah, remember this. So now let us look at example here. Yeah, so example is where do we have it? Yes, can you see here in this particular example where we can see this is the one same example I talked about here. If you place a buy order here, then we need to select what? ATR value. Can you see here? We need to get it from indicators. This ATR average 2 range. So 2.77 or whatever, right? Or 81 or 2.8 or let's say 3. So now let's say you try to place stop loss here. This is let's say 357 or here 358, let us say 358 minus 3, how much? 355. Now let us say, can you see here? You need to place stop loss for. So see, although candle came down, it didn't hit here, but if you have placed here, it would have been hit. Yeah, again it went up. So which means what? These kind of scenarios would occur in many cases. Remember, right? When the trend is going to get changed during that time. Right? Now let us talk about some more scenarios about this stop loss. Yeah, so we should never ever trade for news based stocks because there is going to be high volatility, high risk and high reward. Yeah, so and for example, if you place a buy order, yeah, so it might place buy order after reaching top because of too much of demand. In that case, what happens? So by the time this order got placed, because someone would have sold, right? So which means sell pressure started. So it would come down. What will happen? Suddenly it comes down because a lot of sell pressure. So there is chance to get what? Big loss. Yeah, or huge loss. That is why it's better to avoid news-based stocks. Similarly, we can also think recently Glenmark happened, right? It went up to 550, suddenly it came down. People who bought it after 500, they are still there, or they'll have to book a lot of big, lot of loss, very big loss. Now it is at it's trading around 430 plus or below 440. Look at almost 100 points it came down. It's a huge loss, right? Such kind of issues will come in. If you want to take such kind of risk, you can take, but for beginners, it's better not to trade during what news-based stocks, right? So example I gave, one of the example is what? Pharma. Recently it has happened at Glenmark. Yeah. So that's it about stop loss part. In case if you have any questions, you can always place those questions during comments box. And in case if you have any suggestions, you can always post those suggestions to me so that I'll try to improve this particular video. And I would request all of you to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.